let's talk about Galaxy for a bit. You're up to ridiculous amounts of things. So catch us up with what you're doing. You got the announcements today of Galaxy One. You got the data center business. You've got, you've got everything. You've tokenized your equity. You've got to talk me through it because you're up to all sorts of things. And I can see there's a lot of retail interest. You and I were chatting about this offline the other day. There's a lot of retail interest in Galaxy now because it seems to be really focused on all of the kind of key points that people are looking at. So a lot of people really want to know what you're up to.
Listen, we had not done, it's hard to tell your story when you're listed in Canada and you're a US based company and you're not allowed to. It's like pre-selling a market and all these SEC rules. And so we've done a much better job telling our story. And we've got a good story to tell. We have a unbelievable data center business, right? We have 800 megawatts already leased out. That's 20 billion plus.
And explain to people how that came about. Why you suddenly came into the data, because people won't put two and two together, but it's best to explain it.
Yeah. A little bit of luck and a little bit of skill. We got into Bitcoin mining after 2021 because we had made so much money. We had put a lot of it into an opportunity zone, and Bitcoin mining is a great opportunity zone asset. And so we said, okay, let's Bitcoin mine in opportunity zones. And as it turned out, we didn't own our own data center. So we were going to places that we could host that were in opportunity zones. And as 2022 started unfolding and the price of Bitcoin came down, a lot of those hosting agreements turned out not to be as firm as you'd think, right? There was either deception or bad judgment on our part. And we were like, oh shit, we have all these chips and no place to put them. And so Chris Ferraro, my president, was like, I'm not doing this again. We're going to own our own infrastructure. And so we searched for infrastructure, and there was a company named Argo, public company, that was under duress. And we gave them a loan and we bought their data center from them. That gave them enough money to pay back the debt they owed and stay alive. Well, that data center called Helios turned out to literally be not just the best Bitcoin mining data center, but one of the best AI data centers. And when I first got my phone and started playing with ChatGPT, we started talking about, well, how do we play AI? And I was quite frankly on a plane with a friend of mine who was an expert at power. And he gave me the whole, we're running out of power thesis. And I told him at my data center, and he's like, dude, I'll buy that. I was like, well, and all of a sudden people started coming to us, and we were smart enough not to sell it. We did our homework and quickly realized, out with the Bitcoin mines and with the AI data center, we have a strong team down there. We made relationships with a lot of the hyperscalers and picked CoreWeave to be our partner. It was a risky bet to some degree, but they were at the same part of their growth trajectory as we were. And now on our first 800 megawatts, which is what we had, they have leased it out for 15 years plus two 5-year extensions. Their credit's getting better by the week, which is great for us. And so we are in the process of building. The first data halls come online in the first quarter, and that's when it starts cash flowing. But in 2.5 years' time, when it's all built out, it'll be $700-800 million of free cash flow a year with 95% margins, because all we're doing is security, and we provide the shell and the power connections, and they do the inside. And it's about a $7 billion CapEx build for us. And so what does it take to be a player, to go from Bitcoin mining to this? You need access to the power now. And the power people care about was 2026, 2027, 2028. The further you get along, they care a little less, right? So we had that power. Then you need a tenant. Tenant's got to trust you, that you can build it on time, that you have the resources to do it, that you can get it financed. Then you got to get it financed. So we borrowed 1.4 billion from Deutsche Bank recently, and we'll borrow another 2.8 billion and then another billion to build the whole thing out. You can't get it financed unless you have equity on your balance sheet, right? Because even though you're bringing in the lease and saying, hey, this is what you're financing, here's the lease, they're like, yeah, we want a parent guarantee on completion, because they're like construction loans.
Yeah.
And so it really helped that Chris Ferraro is a structured finance guy, and Tony Paquette had, been the CFO at many places and understood all those banking relationships, because, the agreement with Deutsche Bank was like this thick, and there were 32 of them, right? To borrow. And so, but now that that's done, I pray and call the GC up and my team up there to make sure it's, we're a couple weeks ahead of schedule. Like, we got to build on time and on cost. And other than that, I'm just a landlord collecting the rent.
So you obviously like this video enough that you've got to the end. That's quite a big task. But listen, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button, and also check out what video's next, because I think you'll love it. But if you want even more, and when I'm talking more, I'm talking about member-generated ideas, incredible alpha, research, everything there to help you in your journey, just head to realvision.com/join for the best financial intelligence out there and the pure alpha that's within the platform.